Today we are going to make some almost photorealistic birch trees using an exciting new technique. The results are stunning, but I don't think you'll guess how they were achieved. Stick around until the end to see the full result. I was cycling recently and I passed some really beautiful trees, and I've noticed that they are changing colors, the birches are changing colors, and I thought, lovely autumn trees. Especially birches are one of my absolute favorites, so that's what I'm going to do today. I'll show you the colors I'm going to be using, however, I'll explain later on. So we've got Prussian blue, Wedgwood, Pale Space Grey, Burnt Sienna, Burnt Amber, Light Gold, and Titanium White and Mars Black. If you know me for quite some time, you know that I love keeping the leftover paints, and that's exactly what I did. So here, all the leftover bits from my previous hydrangeas and from the beautiful Snow Queen. So these are the blues and they are intermixed. So we've got the blues with a bit of grey, with a bit of white. I mixed them myself. So there's no pure colour, they are all intermixed. I also have the browns I showed you, burnt umber and burnt sienna intermixed, and a little bit of white. And gold and silver. So that's it. Now, I've been checking if the consistency is the same, because this is really important. I would say it's more important than any pouring medium, because all the pouring media work similarly. You know, there are slight differences, but they'll be all good. However, if your paint is not consistent, if it's not well mixed, if it doesn't run off the stick like that, your painting will not be too successful. I'm thinking now that I probably wouldn't mind something lighter as well, like this, the same color but lighter. Well, first of all, I have to think, do I want the background light or dark for my trees? I kind of want both. Want more lighter color. This canvas is much bigger than my last one. It's a bit similar, but a little bit darker. I am going to move it a bit. I actually, now I'm looking at them, and I think that I wouldn't mind streaks like this, you know, because that will resemble the trees. Okay, I'm going to use a hairdryer to spread everything, because then I can adjust something doesn't look the way I want it. I'm going to change it, but I'm going to put some dark color here. Can you imagine the trees growing from here and then it's getting lighter and lighter? I know it doesn't look too good yet. And it's going to be my crazy contraption. It's still working. Just don't make it, it's dangerous. Why am I doing it? Because I'm trying to make some kind of a shadow tree trunks. I've never done anything like it, so if it won't work, we'll fix it, Let's try and spread this first, somehow. Okay, I'm going to do a little swipe on it because it's a bit too feathery for my liking. Wow, this is such a mess. It's a happy mess. Of course, I could have painted the background with a brush. This is sort of more organic. I wanted to use up the paints I had. And yeah, I did get a different effect. I'm not finished, by the way. What about some brown mess now? Somehow like that. Some highlights. Maybe I'll only spread it. Apologies for the light. If I add a little bit of gold on top of the brown, I am going to create an impression that there may be some leaves, you know, lying there. There's plenty of happening there. And then the tree will come here, of course. So I am leaving it to dry. Oh, look at this gold, that's pretty. I've got this background for the trees, and I'm really thinking, what would be the easiest way to paint some trees, to preserve some of the background? I could use masking tape. This is just a little mock-up, so imagine that. So, for example, imagine that I could put a tape around some of the sections and turn, not obviously much longer, and turn them into trees. I could do that. I just had an idea. What if I use frisket paper? If I put this on, as I said, I haven't tested it. This is like me thinking on the spot. If it fails, well, we'll just see a failed experiment. But if it works, this will open lots of possibilities, you know. So if I stick that onto my painting, this is quite a stiff and sturdy frisket. There are different types. Okay, now we've got this, and I can paint here. I can draw anything I want, and I'll actually see the shapes. How about that? That will allow me actually to choose the shape of the trees, the position of the trees, like really nicely. I can see a tree here. I can see a tree here. That's a Sharpie, by the way. So what if we make a kind of a wonky tree like that? I realized that I wanted to bring those closer. I think this is the main plan. So what am I going to do now? I'm going to cut those sections out. I've got an idea. I've got an idea. I seem to be full of strange ideas today. Now I am going to be super fast. I just couldn't be bothered with scissors, you know. I'll show you what the plan was. To have the trees cut out and the background covered. Why? Now you find out why. Because if I was going to paint them, I would just put tape around and paint the trees. But I want my trees to be more 3D. I want to use texture paste on the trees. And I thought, well, that might work better this way. Actually, I'm not using texture paste. I'm using super heavy gesso instead. Yeah, let's do it this way so I can see where the tree is. Because I might lose it. Let's do this one. This one, yeah. Not sure about the roots, so I'm just going to leave it like this. I will definitely add something later on. So if you don't make really small trees, you can really see what you're doing like that. These ones, I'm imagining, the ones that are here, they are in the foreground, so they will be more textured, they will be thicker. Oh, I'm going to now finish those two, and then I'll come back with some color. Okay, now I have a bit of grey with gesso here. As you can see, I made it lighter. I will be coming back with black in a minute. Now, black, 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 black. I don't want to overdo it. Let me start with the big trees. Kind of see what I'm... Darker shadows at the bottom of the tree. Maybe more black. I think I'm going to add a little bit of brown as well. So this tree, this one is on top. And of course there will be branches that I am not adding now. Some of them are lighter, which is fine. Some of them will be a bit darker. Look how easy it is to making birch tree. Birches are so gorgeous. I know I shouldn't, but you probably know me. I will not leave it alone until I check. Oh my goodness. Oh, what have I done? Oh, I missed one tree. Oh, I missed one tree. Oh, how did that happen? Oh, I'm glad I did it, because you know what? I didn't take this tree off. Oh, silly me. How did I manage to miss this tree? I counted and I counted and I couldn't count properly. Now I'm much quicker and efficient. Okay, ta-da! Let's go from here. Yep. Done half of the tree here. Okay, I've been adding a little bit of brown and black to the bottom of the trees. As usual, fingers are the best. I was pondering whether to apply the branches with a brush, with a palette knife, but then I thought the easiest and the most effective way would be probably using my cone and applying the gesso through it. So I've got a piece of cellophane and I'm going to roll it up now. I love this. I'm not sponsored by them, but I absolutely love this gesso. My favorite of all. Now there's a branch going this way. The branches of a birch tree are very delicate and I want to keep it this way. Need to flatten it a bit. That's good. Not perfect, with some texture. But I'm glad it's not too perfect, because that will never look, in real life, it will never look too perfect. Now this one is going to be a bit chunkier, I think. This branch is kind of growing from the middle. And I'll add a couple more, but now you know how to apply it. I don't want too many, but I'm adding and adding. I hope you can see the texture. How about a couple of dark lines to finish it off? The branches, the tree. I wanted to start adding leaves, but now I'm thinking that I probably should enhance some of the trees in the background. We've got all those stripes here that are to simulate the trees. I think I need to add a bit more defined tree trunks. I don't think I want them more pronounced. I think that creates some kind of depth anyway. I wanted sort of a shade, brownish shade at the background, but not a lot. Oh, that's nice. That's kind of matching the floor of the forest. So let me take, oh yes, nice. It's not a blusher, but it's a makeup brush. So a small amount, that will be small amount. Yes. Hey, that's what I call small amount. So oh, okay, that's nice. That's fine. At the moment, I am kind of fine with those. I mixed a little bit more burnt sienna to add in between. Well, I'm adding and adding and different browns. I want to create an illusion that, you know, there's a canopy there and these are only some sparse ones. I love when you send me pictures of work inspired by my art. Unfortunately, I cannot reply to all of your messages on YouTube because I do have another job and it's been, you know, obviously time consuming. So, but I really, really, really appreciate all your lovely messages and I thank you very much. And I always say there's something to be said about multiple colors. It's a bit lighter, especially here in this area where the sun shines. A few more. in there. Well, there we are. I hope you enjoyed my birch trees, and if you did, please let me know with either a like or comment below the video. I'm so happy with how they turned out in the end. If you are looking for more, actually much more, you can find extended versions of my weekly tutorials on Patreon. Most of them are more than double the length of the ones on YouTube. If you would like to own this special piece, it's also for sale on my website, abcreativeofficial.com. Thank you so much for watching, and see you all next Saturday. Bye bye!